Okay, here's video number 2 of frequently asked questions. Another question that I get a lot that changes face. It's not always exactly the same, but it's kind of the same. People say, well, I'm switching from this racket to this racket. How should I adjust the tension? Or I'm switching from this type of string to this type of string. How do I adjust? Or I'm switching from this to this, or X to Y, Y to Z. They're switching something, and they want to know how to adjust the tension to make it play like it used to. Now, it's important to kind of take stock of why you're switching. If you are switching anything on your racket, and you're doing it because you didn't like the way it played before, then just switch that. Don't change the tension. My motto is change one thing at a time. If you're serious about fine-tuning your equipment to match your game, then you need to change one thing at a time. Otherwise, how do you know what went right or what went wrong? So if you're playing with, setup X, and you don't like it, and you change 3 things on it, and it gets better, well, how do you know what it was? Let's say you change to a lower tension and natural gut. Well, how do you know it was the lower tension or the natural gut? If it was just the lower tension, then you might have just liked a lower tension with the last setup, and you can save your money from not having to get natural gut. Or maybe it was the natural gut and you would like it even better at the tension that it was before. If you change too many things, it's harder to pin down what you like. So take the time. Change just one thing at a time. It's much better for fine-tuning. It's a lot less guessing and checking. And that way you get exactly what you're looking for and the best setup for you. That's the best way to do it, is to change one thing at a time. Now, if you are changing for other reasons, like for instance, say, well, I'm playing with Ghost and Sheep Micro, and I play with a 17 gauge string, but I break it all the time. I want to play with a 16 to help it last longer, but I want it to play the same. That's going to be a little tougher. There's no real set and defined decrease or increase. In that case, you would want to decrease. But in general, if you're going from a thicker to a thinner string, you're going to want to decrease. But how much depends on the type of the string, the texture of the string, where the tension was to start with, a lot of different stats with the racket. It depends on more than one thing. It's not just, 16 to 17 you decrease by 2. That'd be nice if it was that way, but it's not. So just if you're going to adjust it a little. Give it a try, see if you like it, but don't just assume because someone said, just decrease by 2, and you do, that's going to work, because it's not. A lot of fine-tuning your equipment is guess and check. That's why it's best to do just one thing at a time. So, okay, one more that I got recently was about passing Kevlar through blocked grommets. If you saw my other video, I demonstrated my technique for passing string through blocked grommets, and that's blocked grommets on both sides, which was another question. That technique works for both sides of the frame. But one question I got was about Kevlar. Kevlar is tricky. Kevlar, as you probably know if you had problems with it, once you cut it, it becomes really frail on the end, more frail than natural gut. It comes apart into different strands, and it's a mess. One thing that I suggest using is chapstick. If you just keep a little tube of chapstick in with your tools, just leave it there. Eventually you will need it. If you're having trouble using that technique or any technique to get strings through any string, not just Kevlar, through a blocked grommet, take the chapstick and just dip the tip of the string in the chapstick. Just dab it in there a couple times. It gets it nice and lubed, and it should go through smoothly. I mean, it's a wonder. It's almost worth using every single time you even have a problem, just because it generally moves through pretty smoothly. So cut a nice tip, and before you try anything, dip it in chapstick. It should work. If not, keep trying. Another question that I got was about reels of natural gut. They don't exist, frankly. They don't. The natural gut is made from the intestines of a cow, which is about 120 feet long, and it takes 3 cows on average to make 1 packet of natural gut. So you're talking 120 foot times 3 equals a 40 foot packet of string. So they're having to take a third of each cow and stack it, because they're winding them together, they're binding them together. So you're talking about, let's see, 9, up to 9 sections of natural gut being wound together to make 1 packet. Now the reason they can't just take 1 packet and put it on another is because that would destroy the integrity of the string. You can't just bind 2 bits of natural gut together end to end. There's no way that that would hold up under tension. You put 30 pounds on it and it's going to snap. Another reason they can't do it, if the first one wasn't enough, is that in order to package a reel of natural gut and protect it from the elements, you would have to have some kind of specialized package that could seal it from the outside air. Otherwise, it would be ruined, and any kind of package that would do that would cost money. And those plastic spools that they come in are pretty cheap. So any increase in price to make that would negate any kind of savings you would get from getting a reel of natural gut as opposed to multiple packets. So, no natural gut reels, they don't exist. Also, I wanted to let everybody know that there are new videos coming, not just these 2 FAQs. There will be more frequently asked questions videos, and what I'm asking everybody is to send in questions. Try and keep them short. Lengthier questions end up being like a whole video, and while that's fine, I'm looking for just kind of quick questions like these, like how do I keep my knots from coming undone, things like that. Just send them to this account, to YouTube. You can put something in the title about FAQ. That would help me tremendously, because I do get a lot of emails every day. I'd send in your questions and I'll make a video about them, and if there are any that are particularly good, I'll mention your name or whatever you like. But those are coming, more FAQs, so long as I get more questions. And also, I've come into a little bit of money, not a lot, but enough for me to get a Gamma X2 stringing machine so that I can make more videos. Because one thing that is severely lacking from the collection of videos I already have is, well, everything that the Gamma X2 has. The 2-point mounting system, the flying clamps, the drop weight. I don't think I have anything on any of those except for one video about starting mains with flying clamps. But once I get the machine, which should be in about a month or so, I haven't even ordered it yet, but I will soon. Once I get it in, I'm going to be back to making stringing videos. So subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll keep you posted. Thanks.